Hello and welcome to the Metalheads podcast. My name is George. This isn't a regular episode today, but rather another one of our field recordings from an event we attended. A few days ago, we had the opportunity to head down to Lorton, Virginia for Brutality at the Brewery II at Fair Winds Brewing. This was an event organized by our good friend and occasional guest, Will Cook. This particular event featured a special black Kolsch that Will brewed for the band Yesterday's Saints, called Seas of Annihilation. Basically, everyone was just hanging out, drinking beer, and listening to metal. But there was also stuff like they played the entire Yesterday's Saints album, Generation of Vipers. They played it over the PA, that is, not live. And several times, the guys from the band got on the mic to speak to the crowd. Throughout the evening, Buke and I had a chance to talk to Will, three of the guys from Yesterday's Saints, and even our friend John made an appearance at the end of the night. It was a great night, so if you take nothing else away from the following field recording, be sure to pick up a copy of Generation of Vipers from Yesterday's Saints, and, if you get the chance, try out some beers from Fair Winds Brewing. Before I get into the recordings, I just want to mention one more thing. We do in fact have the next podcast already in the can waiting for you, and it features two of the members from Perihelion in the studio with us. That should be coming out in a few more days on Tuesday. What with the new releases moving to Fridays, I figured that leaves a giant gaping hole in everyone's Tuesday, right? So why not fill that by releasing the Metalheads podcast on Tuesdays moving forward? Seems like a good idea to me. All right, let's do this. Talk at you soon.
Hey everyone, this is George from the Metalheads podcast, and who's here with me?
This is Buke.
That's right. Who else is here with me?
Brewer Will.
That's right, Brewer Will. Normally when you hear from Will, he's on our turf. But today, we are on Will's turf. We are here at Fair Winds Brewery in Lorton, Virginia, where Will is pleasing the masses with all his excellent libations. How you doing today, Will?
I'm actually doing excellent. It's heavy metal night, so I get to blast heavy metal music in the tap room to a bunch of metalheads, and I made a beer for one of my favorite heavy metal bands called Yesterday's Saints, and the beer is called Seas of Annihilation. It's a black Kolsch.
And I just had some, and Buke is drinking some now, and I can tell you, it is yummy.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. We try not to make beers that suck.
I haven't found one yet here that does, and I've tried most of them, and whatever's left I'll get to tonight, I'm sure. So, no worries there.
So, this is what actually brought us together. Like I mentioned on prior podcasts, you on Twitter with your brewer nights and your metal nights.
Right.
This is what first put you on our radar, and it's an honor to finally be here in your presence in your house for this.
You're too kind.
In your element.
Yes. Yeah. So, for those obviously who are just hearing this right now, we've walked in a nice, super clean setup. There's posters for all bands touring around the area going on. Music's playing. Everything's going great.
Yeah, man. There's show posters for, Ghost, I see, and Godflesh, and all kinds of stuff here. And, of course, the Yesterday Saints poster over there advertising Seas of Annihilation.
We don't expect that we're going to be able to hog Will. We wouldn't want that.
No, not at all. In fact, he just got called away to talk to somebody else. But he'll be back in a moment. And in the meantime, we'll keep you entertained. So I've been here before. Buke has not. What's your impression, other than the fact that it's clean and you're not likely to get like hepatitis here?
It's like your normal brewery setup. Bar, some tables. You can try all their different beers. But the only difference is there's a fucking excellent soundtrack of music. We see next up on the queue, Catatonic Society is about to play next.
Shiva the Destroyer. So hopefully we can keep playing long enough for that to come up. Let's see how much time is left on that song. I can't tell, but it is definitely the next song up. So we're going to keep talking until you hear Jay screaming.
Yeah. So it's fun, about 30 people here. We've been here like 45 minutes or so.
So, Catatonic Society now.
Yeah, look at that.
There it is. Oh, I got to come over to the speakers. Yeah, Catatonic Society. So yeah, Jay's off greeting people again, so we're definitely going to be having short little conversations with him. We're going to try and talk to Matt from yesterday's Saints in a little bit. Maybe even
Albert's here?
Yeah, Albert's here. Maybe we'll even talk to him, possibly even Wit. Here's Will again.
Okay. So
Sorry.
This is what. This is like. It's okay. Just like you told me in calling me yesterday. It's like a wedding.
Yeah, it's like my wedding reception right now because everyone who walks through the door usually knows me and everyone wants to say hi for like 5 seconds. Or like the food truck guy is telling me that he needs to get out of here. Or some awesome band, Catechized Society is on and you guys walk away from me because you want to take pictures.
So this is what, your 4th, 5th one of these? You did say it's your last job.
Well, so as far as here at Fair Winds, it is my 2nd one. I got up to, I think, 5 or 6 when I was brewing at Port City. So
The crowd transferred over?
yeah,
Pretty much
there's
from...
a lot of the same people.
Okay.
It's not really loyal to a brewery so much. It's not even loyal to me. It's loyal to the fact that somebody's willing to have some sort of heavy metal event that's not a concert in the DC area because there's no heavy metal bar in the area, which is one of the things that prompted me to kind of do this concept is like, where can you go and a whole bunch of metalheads get together and just listen to nothing but heavy metal music at a bar and have some food and drink some beer? Nowhere. In the DC area, if there is a place, someone please tell me about it.
We have to go to George's house.
Yeah, it's called the Heavy Metal Podcast.
Yeah, well, I was telling these guys earlier, I'm thinking about doing a YouTube video series called Beer and Vinyl, and I'm going to film it down there in the bar. And it'll have a little intro scene, and I'll be there, polishing a glass at the bar, going, "Hey kids, how's it going?" And then I'll like feature like 3 different beers. I'll like go out to one of those, pick your 6-pack thing, pick up some beers I don't know, and then like 3 albums, and I'll talk about the beer, I'll talk about the album.
Dude, you should do that.
If I'm really good, I'll somehow pair the beer with the album.
I'll say this. When I'm not on the podcast in the studio, what drives me nuts is you guys are drinking beer, but you're not telling me what beer you're drinking. So I'm only assuming it's Coors Light.
No, it isn't. But
Last week it was Yingling.
oh yeah, that was bad.
Yingling, that's like Pennsylvania spring water. That's where I grew up. So Yingling gets a pass. It's good.
Yeah, I didn't pick it, and as far as I know, neither did Buke.
Yeah, but Coors Light. That's always my choice.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah.
I think he was dropped on his head, or maybe a
He's
taste.
clearly drinking the light beer has worked for you.
Exactly. Yeah, it's light. 1 or 2 is light.
So when you're drinking a Coors Light, are you stuffing yourself with pizza and cheeseburgers? Like it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to McDonald's and have a double Big Mac. I'll have a Diet Coke, please.
And a small fry.
Yeah, a small fry. I gotta check. There's a mail package over there. It's probably for me, and it may be my Helgemite Pilsner glass. And if it is, I'm gonna go open it and start drinking out of it. I just want to peek.
Go.
And there he goes again.
And then he's gone again. Oh yeah. What's
So my Helgemite pipe. So if you guys don't know, Helgemite is like a stoner doom metal band out of Rileysville, Virginia. It's out in the Shenandoah Valley.
Another band that we fucking.
I feel like I've seen them on Twitter recently, like favoriting some tweets or something.
Yeah, because I just brewed the IPA. I brewed the IPA. Listened to all Virginia music. So it was Helgemite, Vorator, which I just saw a couple days before at the Pinch, and the lead singer of the band, Harrison, is opening up like a craft beer bar in Richmond, Virginia. So it's like, I love this man. He said he may show up tonight. We will see. And then, but anyway, I ordered.
Maybe he brought it.
Yeah. And then I brewed also the Windhand, and we played Lamb of God, but we didn't write it on there. And Yesterday's Saints. And we played King Giant too, but I didn't write it on there because I was running out of room. But
we never get on the sticker. And we never make it on the sticker.
Well, when I'm brewing beer, listening to our sound system is not so great in the actual brewery that I can actually listen to your podcast over the speaker system.
You need to fucking focus.
But when I keg beer, because it's loud, I put my earphones on, and that's exactly what I listen to. Or when I drive to Norfolk for my Marine Corps Reserve duty, that's always what I play.
So what do I have to do to get like a Metalheads podcast Bloody Murder Ale or something made?
You just have to ask me.
Jay. I fucking Jay'd you.
Damn, I hate you, Jay.
Fucking Buke did that earlier too. He texted and called you Jay.
I want him
Okay.
and Jay to be on all the time.
Will.
You want to be the me. and a Will and Jay sandwich.
Will, please make us a beer.
I will make you a beer.
And then we can have a party that nobody will come to.
Would you like it Metalhead style? Should I put pea pods in it so it's a pod style? I think of Italian.
Yeah, we got
with snap peas or something.
We have to have some snappy name for it, like Seas of Annihilation. We got to come up with something.
Yeah.
Buke's Beast Brew.
Nah.
Look what's playing. Ex-Genesis.
Ex-Genesis.
I mentioned on the episode after you left, after the mid-year update, I went back and listened to that. Amazing.
But that was a great portion of the new episode because I loved hearing what everyone liked from everyone's list, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that I got off your guys' list that I love. And what was driving me nuts is when Jay was mentioning Soul for Eon, for some reason I thought, like, was this like the 2013 one? Because I didn't see a 2015 one. Was it remastered? But I found it, and it's awesome.
It is.
I've been listening to Wild Run.
Yeah.
Or is that what it?
Wild Run.
Yeah.
That's me to pronounce names. You know that.
Yeah. Like Towel Cross. What was the other one? Oh, Throssenblot. So you guys interviewed them. Started listening to them. Liking that.
Wasn't that a pretty cool interview? The guy was awesome.
Yeah, Joel's awesome.
Yeah, that was a great interview. And what's awesome is when you listen to you guys interview somebody, and especially like when either one of you is so into that band, it becomes such a great interview because you know so much about the band. It's almost like you know more about the band than they do, and that comes out. Like, so you guys ask very awesome questions, and what's great about it is it makes me feel like I have a personal, because I know you guys and I'm sometimes on the podcast, even though I didn't talk to Joel.
Remember?
Well, not.
I'm gonna get a picture. You guys talk.
But even though I'm not
No, don't make a fucking stupid face.
even though I'm not a constant member, but like, because I know you guys so well, when you guys get so into somebody and you do such a great interview, I feel like I know that person being interviewed. So I feel like I almost know Joel from Flossenblot now. And so I went on Tidal, thank you very much.
Hell yeah.
And I started listening to it and blasting it in the brewery, and I'm really digging it.
It's so good.
It's like it's almost like something I haven't heard before, because I don't delve into that black metal folk category. It's almost like there's another band from that same sort of area in Canada called Great Big Sea. It's almost like if you take Great Big Sea and mix it up with like black metal, it's like you get Throssenblot.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like, it's really funky stuff. It's like, it's kind of like happy black metal, if that's even a thing.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Who do we have here?
This is the incredible Dr. Lang. Say hello.
Why, hello.
I've heard of you.
I had no idea I was coming on a very official interview.
Yes.
Very official. Very.
So Dr. Lang, if you remember from a couple podcasts ago, brought her and her husband Pete, who is sitting right over there and pointing at him. He's not looking. He brought in. They went down to Asheville, North Carolina, and brought back some phenomenal Wicked Weed session IPA called Napoleon Complex.
Oh man, this guy.
And
this guy here spilled it.
You know, I remember that because I was wearing it. So anyway, so you may remember that Buke spilled his beer. We ended up on my lap. I was sucking off the table. We had a lot of beer, and it was the Allison Lang, Dr. Lang, who's a brewer at 3 Stars Brewing Company in Washington, D.C., and we used to brew together at our previous brewery.
Right on.
She's one of the greatest human beings and great minds in brewing. She's literally a doctor.
Literally.
PhD doctor.
Dr. Beer.
Yeah.
You guys are an all-star team. You guys are just like a power group right here.
Wonder Twin powers activate. Pour this beer.
So Allison, I'm going to interview you.
Yes.
So what was it like brewing with me and blasting heavy metal all day? You loved it, right?
Will is the best person that I have ever met, and his music is the best.
Okay, I know inside here you guys keep the temperatures. It's hot. It's humid, right? What are you? Inside the brewing room, it's pretty hot, right?
Yeah, it's like 95 degrees.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Will likes it hot.
So playing his music, did it ever get to you some days and you're like, oh, I'm hot. It's the last thing I want to hear. You're killing me, Will.
All I do is I go, Will, I'm hot.
I'll say, sure.
No, I was just gonna. She's like, no, don't, no more. I'm done.
No interviews.
After we did our mid-year episode, and again, we'll have you back on whenever you can, hopefully before, but if not at the end of the year. There's just so much. And like George said down here, you're a friend, and we're all just bouncing stuff back and forth with one another now. You know?
Yeah, I would say Will's definitely an honorary member at the very least.
Well, yeah, I thank you, because I'm actually thinking about changing my Twitter account to like occasional third leg on the Metalheads podcast.
No, you're like our correspondent. So it's an actual gig. You're just not on every episode.
I am the director of drinking operations.
Yes. Virginia division.
At this brewery, my business card literally says director of heavy metal operations. And I think my business card for Metalhead Podcast will be director of brewery operations.
A little backwards, but it works.
Yeah, it works for me.
We're not going to take more of your time. We'll talk to you.
Dude, I love you guys. And it's starting to fill up in here, so I got to go say hi to people.
Go fly around.
All right.
Go.
What's that all about? Albert!
Hey. What's up, buddy?
Look who's come along. It's Albert from Yesterday's Saints.
I walked in, and those who, when I heard you on the podcast last time, they didn't see what you may have looked like with the beard.
You have shaved. You look very different.
When
Hi.
I walked in and I saw Matt.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Wonderful.
Doing well. Couple beers in and feeling fine.
I am clean shaven, yes.
Yes, it's so
I asked
different.
Matt- I said, I first met Matt after hearing about him for so long. And I said, hey, where's Albert? He's like, oh, he's over there.
You're like, where?
Where?
Well, I never intended on my beard getting as long as it did. It was like down to here, like halfway down to my chest. And then I was like, you know what? I really don't want this anymore.
How do you start
But-
to even cut that?
Well, the funny thing is everyone else is like, dude, you have to keep your beard. It's you. And I'm like, no, it's not. I look in the mirror. I'm like, who is that guy?
How do you start to attack something that big?
Well,
You like pull it together and then cut it?
I did take a couple of fun pictures though. I have I had to do the 70s porn star. So I cut the middle and the sides, and then I had long chops coming down, and then long mustache going all the way down the side of my face, even down into here a little bit, down the neck a little bit, so really long, almost like Lemmy from Motorhead, but even longer and a little more Rico Suave kind of stuff. And then I had a mustache, just big. My mouth is kind of wide, so then with a mustache way out here, just big, cheesy. So I totally look like dude from 70s.
Look
Porn
like you would
stash.
find somebody and kidnap them and tie them to the railroad tracks.
Then the final thing, I shaved each side of my mustache so it looked like I had super long nose hairs coming out. So I think I took pictures along the way, or at least some of the phases.
That's awesome. So, we know you guys, if you got a minute to talk to us,
Sure.
we know you guys just got done playing with Crowbar. How was that experience?
Awesome.
That was a great show.
Yeah, I was with Battlecross and Crowbar, a couple of local bands. It was a great night.
I was there, but I didn't. Every time I saw you, you were across the room, and I never got to talk to you.
I saw you across the room too, and then it's just one of those.
Making sexy eyes at you, like
I know.
Albert.
Well, it's one of those things you keep talking to people, and then you're like, holy shit, the night is done. Okay, I guess we got to go. But no, I mean, Battlecross killed it. Crowbar, brought the house down at the end of the night. I mean, it was great. We felt we played really well.
You did. I was bummed that you didn't get to play longer, but god damn, did you guys sound good. I mean, you could have been headlining at a place much bigger than that, and you would have killed it because you guys sounded phenomenal. You really did.
The best part is this month we're going to be on tour with Battlecross for several dates. So that was just a little taste. We're going to be able to play a longer set. A couple of the nights we're going to be direct support. So we're extremely excited about that. The guys in Battlecross have been really good to us. They're great guys. They're fun to hang out with after the show. So I could see going on the road with these guys for a long time. So this is just the tip of the iceberg.
That's
How many
awesome.
dates are going to be on that,
We're going to be out for a total of 11 or 12 dates. I think 4 or 5 with Battlecross, Then we're headlining a couple ourselves. Then we're also doing a couple shows with I Kill Ya. So that we just added another show in Queens, New York with them, as long as Norfolk, Virginia as well.
Anything like Maryland, DC area in the upcoming future?
We're going to be playing in October with some band, Arcona. That's I think it's October 2nd or 3rd. I'll have to check my calendar. But after that, we're got to see what the books look like.
Is that another Cafe 611 show?
No, I think it was originally going to be Cafe 611, but it's going to be, I don't know if it's Baltimore Soundstage or a different venue kind of close to there.
It sounded kind of familiar, like I'd been looking at the dates there. So
yeah, originally I think it was Cafe 611, but for some reason it got moved.
Okay.
Since we last had you on, anything caught your ears listening-wise? You've been listening to anything new? Or maybe an album, because we just did our mid-year episodes. Anything really?
You know, Whit and I were driving a couple weeks ago, and we heard this band on Full Metal Jackie. I stream it on my phone when I'm driving, and it was badass. And she never said who it was, and of
It was
course,
like that fucking ghost that got away, you know?
of course, you know, my phone wasn't displaying, you know, what band it was or anything. So, you know, and I went online trying to look up the set list. Of course, I couldn't find anything. And I was like, I heard like probably my next favorite song. And so I've been listening and listening. Hasn't been played again. I'm like, so it'll always be this mystery. So that's the band I really like right now.
Wow. You need if you could remember like the time, you could like tweet her or something and be like, who was this band?
Maybe
I mean, that's a great idea, but it was roughly 2 or 3 weeks ago. You know, probably close sometime in the evening.
Yeah, that doesn't narrow it down much, I guess.
What if it does? What if it never actually played and it's all in your mind?
You know, that's happened. I've had some really musically strange dreams and stuff. It's quite possible.
It's very King Diamond.
Maybe it was a figment of my imagination.
Maybe.
So, this is your first time ever coming out for one of these nights for
No,
Will?
I've done this 3 or 4 times now. This is my first time here at the new brewery with Will Cook at the helm, brewing our awesome Black Hole Seas of Annihilation.
We've both had it. It is very good.
Yeah, this is
We
my
approve.
first one still. And
have a fucking beer now.
well, I went up to get one, and they already blew out the first keg, so they were hooking up the second one. I had to wait. I had to wait for my own beer.
That sucks. Well, I want to know where I can get one of these posters. That's pretty badass.
My eyes are on it too, so you know, first come, first serve.
All right, here we are again with another member of Yesterday's Saints. Now we're here with Matt. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing very well. I'm getting very beard up right now, and that's a good thing.
On your own Yesterday's Saints beer, Seas of Annihilation.
Seas of Annihilation. I wouldn't know if it's my very own beer, though. I would say that it's partially Will Cook's beer and my beer, and Yesterday's Saints beer, because we all had a part in brewing it, you know, and the whole thoughts and processes behind a collaboration, I guess. Is that the proper beer terminology?
Yes.
I want to make sure that I'm not obtuse with my language here. So, yes. What was I saying? It's good, yeah.
So what sort of contributions did you make to the brewing process with Will? What sort of, you know?
Well, we had been talking about doing this for a number of years, actually going back to when Will was working at a different brewery, and we talked about doing before like a red ale, and it just didn't come around, and the timing didn't work out right, and you know, Will stole my idea and did a whole bunch of other band beers, and that's all fine. So just got to give him a hard time and give him an opportunity to say something about that, maybe, as he's giving me the look.
Well, see, we were talking to him just a little while ago because we want, you know, we're feeling left out of this party. Now we want a Metalheads podcast beer. And so I need to know what I got to tell him to make sure he gets it right.
Well, you're on the right route with it, and you know, I joke around with saying that Will stole my idea because it was actually Will's idea. He came to me a long time ago with this, but I think the best thing that you guys would need to do is start with a good, strong, firm reach around,
We are experts at that. We can do that just fine. Come here. Hold my beer for me.
Just use just the right amount of lotion, not too much, not too little. Got to make sure that those calluses don't hurt. Just make sure that it's just right.
Leave him feeling good, not greasy.
Exactly.
George doesn't know what calluses on his hands are.
I do too.
No, George is callous to work on the keyboard for some reason. It's on his fingertips.
I broke a nail.
Oh, I'm sure that if he spends that much time behind a keyboard, he's got calluses somewhere.
There's no truth in that.
Yeah.
None.
Do not edit that out, George. Do not edit that out. I'm just going to keep screaming, do not edit that out throughout the rest of this interview.
You say that a lot.
I know. And what? It works because there's a lot of stuff you did not edit out the last time I was on.
That's right.
What?
I don't know. You're the talking, chatty one.
I know, but I'm letting you run this right now. No, but we have Matt here again. So we were saying, who approached, now that Will's back, did you approach him finally for this?
Well, what it was is, like I said, we'd been talking about doing this for a long time after Will came to me a number of years ago with the idea of doing beers for bands. That's the beer talking now. And when he came over here to Fair Winds, we just stayed in touch because we're friends. That's what friends do. And we just kind of reignited the idea to do a beer for Yesterday's Saints. And I said, let's do a black lager. Let's do something along those lines, a summertime dark beer, something that's cold and refreshing and has flavor to it versus Coors Light or some other, beer that is, like having sex in a canoe. It's fucking close to water.
Well, Buke is a big fan of Coors Light, and I was just thinking maybe Buke's Beast Brew could actually be, based on Coors Light. Do you think you could do that for us, Will?
Yes, and I will make a special trip over to an Anacostia glory hole to brew it just for you, buddy.
I wouldn't expect any less.
Being that we're not a band, maybe we're not qualified to have our own beer.
Made from fresh mountain water of Manassas.
Manasses, as I like to call it.
No, but this is cool that you guys have your own beer. Now, is this something, it's a one-off when it's done?
To be determined. So I made this on our pilot system, made a double batch on our pilot system, and it's interesting because both times that we made it on the pilot system, the great Dr. Lang, Allison Lang, who was here earlier, talking to us very briefly, actually helped me brew both batches on the pilot system. So I would absolutely love to take a metal beer that I do for one of my favorite metal bands. And you guys remember my number one pick at mid-year was?
Yep.
Yesterday's Saints, of course.
Yeah, thank you, Buke, for reminding George.
George was like,
I just couldn't hear you.
Oh.
That's okay. What were you, like number 4? Or
You had 4 on
15
mine.
or something like
No,
that?
I had you at 4, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm not even sure you should be holding the microphone anymore. Buke, you want to hold the mic?
Oh, man.
Start talking
You weren't
down
even
now.
on his list.
Yeah, you weren't even on his list, so.
That's okay. His list consisted of like Rush and Genesis, and albums that didn't get released this year. Yeah.
Yeah. And he couldn't pronounce them anyway.
yeah. I'm a butcher of band names and albums, and I bring nothing to the fucking table.
Oh, that gives me a great idea for like a whole segment that we could do, is we could just like write down the band names and have him try to pronounce them.
We'll do like 5 or 10 each episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got to bring out, some of the
We are doing this.
like Dimmu Borgir, Caveller Tech,
My number 10 at the mid-year.
Amana Moth. Amana Moth.
Monotone.
Where's that R, fucker?
Monotony Fields.
Monotony Fields. I was like, monotony. That's what Black Sabbath is.
Oh yeah.
Only one Tony.
Yeah, exactly. There's only one Tony.
Monotony, actually.
Monotony, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or epitome. Epitome was epitome.
Well, Albert's not here to get the brunt of this from us, but he does the same thing. He's horrible with pronouncing things.
Really?
So one of the things that I brought in when we finished recording all the guitars and bass for the album is I brought over a 4-pack of Thelonious, Brother Thelonious. It's a beer, and it's like $11 for a 4-pack. tastes really good, high ABV, tasty. It was perfect. It was his winter time. And so Albert's looking at it, he's like, so what's this Brother Thelonious? I'm like, that's Thelonious. It's got a picture of Thelonious Monk on the fucking bottle. And he does that all the time.
I've been known to do it once in a while. A while back, the world geography has changed a lot since I was in high school. And after the breakup of the Soviet Union, all these countries came into being that weren't there when I was in high school.
I thought you were going to tell me that Florida was in a different place than when you were in high school or something like that.
Belarus. I was walking around the house talking to my wife going, Belarus. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, that country over there by Russia, Belarus. And she's like, you fucking moron. So even I do it once in a while.
I'm sorry, Hunter, you're just delayed.
Things you don't get taught in high school when it's not there to teach you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did I hear you say earlier you just got back from being overseas? How was that?
It was great. I actually went over to Germany and Iceland for kind of like a band business trip, and spent some time in Germany. Flew into Frankfurt, went and visited a friend of mine, Jen Majura. Go check her out. You're going to want to check out her official page in the next week or so, because she's got some really huge news in her life coming up with in the hard rock world. And so anyway, she plays in a couple bands. She plays in a pagan metal band called Equilibrium. They're on Nuclear Blast out of Germany.
I've heard of that.
And then another band that she plays in is Knorkator. And I'm Americanizing that a little bit so you can understand what I'm saying, but Knorkator. And
I know that one.
amazing musicians, just kind of like, I don't really know, it's kind of like a bit of Steel Panther meets Disturbed meets The Circus.
That's disturbing.
But it's amazing. And so anyway, she was playing with full force for them. So I went over there and hung out with her and a bunch of other people and some of the guys from God damn it, I'll come back to that. Tech the show for her, and the guys from Creator had a couple meals with Sammy, hung out with him, and then hopped onto a train and then flew to Iceland for Islaflug up in northeastern Iceland. So flew into Keflavik, just south of Reykjavik. Spent a day or so there drinking. Met a buddy of mine from Belgium who's a sound guy there. Walked around a little bit, did a lot of drinking, and then we did a 15-and-a-half-hour trip up to the festival site with Gunnar from Season of Mist and Walter from that runs Roadburn, and just doing a whole bunch of sightseeing and things like that. Got us up there to the festival, hung out for 6 days up there in this little fishing village that is probably about 1,500 population on its best day, and about 2,000 metalheads come in, and it's just kind of surreal when you go there and you have bands like Behemoth and Rotting Christ and Carcass showing up to play this little itty bitty town. And it was really cool because there's a lot of Icelandic bands that play there, bands that are signed like Solstafir and Skalmuld and Vintage Caravan, which were all really good bands. I think they're all Season of Mist. And then you get some of the other like local bands that are in there in addition to some of the other big ones that are along for the ride. And it was a really amazing experience. It was 24 hours of light the entire time that I was there. So I drank a ton of what's the Belgian ale green Tuborg. Drank a ton of Tuborg and Tall Boys, and I'm purposely using the alliteration. Ton of Tuborg and Tall Boys.
How do you say so in shape?
P90X.
I did Insanity, and I put it right back on.
Insanity is more of a cardio thing. P90X is more a combination of everything and strength training and all that type of shit. So
I'm on the beer workout.
yeah, you're going for the keg versus a six-pack?
Yep.
So what, you didn't want to extend it a little longer and stay for Vakken going on there?
Yeah, I was saying, when I first saw you were going there, I was like, oh, he's going to Vakken. Then I was like, wait, it's like a month early for that.
Yeah, no, I was early for Vakken, and based on the weather that they've had at Vakken, it's been. I'm glad that muddy and rainy, and I'm glad that I came back home. But it was like I said, it was more about going over there and meeting people and hanging out and just having a good time. And we really did that. I mean, made some good friends over there from people in the press, people from record labels, and people from bands, and people in bands that I knew. It was good to be able to have a time that I could hang out for a couple days with my friend Ben that's in Carcass. Normally it's just like, hey, we're gonna meet for your show, go to an after party, and then he's on the bus and gone. Luckily, Carcass was around for 2 days there, so got to hang out with Jeff and Bill and Ben and hang out and just have a really good time. So
Yeah, I was following you on Facebook, and I was like, wow, this looks like a blast.
yeah, it really was. I mean, it just went by way too fast, but it was really amazing.
Will the time ever come for you guys to go overseas?
Well, that's something that was part of the reason that I was over there, was making those contacts, and on top of hanging out with friends and meeting people and making new friends, was just when it comes time to start putting things together to go over there, that I'm able to pick up the phone and say, hey, listen, this is what I'd like to do. What do you guys think? And I was fortunate enough to meet a lot of people that run a lot of big metal fests over there in Europe. Obviously the guys and girls from Eisnaflug, and then Ingve that runs Blastfest up in Norway, Walter that runs Roadburn and things like that. So we just got to meet a lot of people that were really cool.
Last year was our first experience with Maryland Death Fest. We've lived here our whole life, but the lineup in previous years was hit or miss sometimes. In your opinion, talking with these people overseas, why is Maryland Death Fest about all we have, festival-wise?
In the U.S.
In the U.S., and why hasn't maybe something like a Vakken not happen here?
Because USA sucks for metal. Not in the music, but in the fans.
No, I mean, I don't think that it's necessarily that the U.S. sucks for metal, because there's a lot of great metal fans out there, and I think what it comes down to is just kind of like a system of society that over here we tend to be a little more elitist in our subgenres, where a guy that's really into Down or I Hate God is afraid for whatever reason and stature in his own clique to like a band like Iced Earth or Winter Sun.
Great point.
So when it comes down to it,
They don't want to be wearing that Rotting Price shirt and then turn around when they leave the stage cheering for Avantasia or something.
Right, and in that respect, the United States is a lot like Finland is and Norway is in the black metal scenes, where it's this whole true and cult thing, where I think that people might like something because there's a hook there and they can tap their toe to it, but they're afraid of what their friends are going to say. So with that, we can't have a festival like you'll see with Hellfest in France, where you have Kiss, Motley Crue, hard rock bands playing with Lamb of God and Black Sabbath and things like that. So I think that's what it comes down to, is just this market for music is different than what Europe is. So it doesn't really come down to what's good or bad or anything like that. It's just that, when it comes down to it, we're kind of closed-minded here.
We're too hoity-toity for our own damn good.
Yeah, kind of.
I listen to it all, except for metalcore. Anything but metalcore, I'm on board for.
I listen to some metalcore. The guys that started the whole thing, going back to like there's a number of bands that I'll listen to, but Killswitch Engage is a perfect example of that. And you can hear some of Killswitch's influences coming from thrash, and then you can hear people that are in thrash bands like Battlecross being influenced by Killswitch. So I mean, there's those bands that are crossovers that kind of started that whole breakdown that led to crapcore and deathcore and all that type of stuff that branched off. But it's gotten to be that genre is as faded as we've seen. That subgenre is faded as we've seen. And I know that there'd be some kid with a flat-brimmed hat telling me that I'm wrong, but it is what it is. It's fallen off, and a buddy of mine played drums in Black Dahlia Murder for a long time, and his paycheck was affected by the change in people's taste, just like every band's have their heydays and then they have their peaks and their valleys throughout their career. So, people can say what they want and their feelings about what is their own special subgenre and things like that, but when it comes down to what's coming into the bank account, that's how a band knows whether or not their subgenre is doing as well as it used to.
You've kind of shamed me here because I do generalize metalcore, and you've just named a couple bands that I do actually respect. Like you said, the early bands like Killswitch or Black Dahlia Murder, and I do respect those bands. So I just wanted to clarify that.
No, that's fine. And this isn't about punking anybody or motherfucking anybody or anything like that. It's just the way of the world when it comes to metal music in the United States that, we're very specific and picky.
When you hear something, everybody instantly online and stuff, what's it sound like? They want to put it in a genre. Oh, this has been done before, or it's like this.
It's the bands that over pop it, that take harsh vocals. I'm always behind that, but then they put in what I call a Fall Out Boy chorus. Trying to appeal to the teeny boppers. And that's what I don't like. If you're a metalcore band and you don't have any clean vocals or you're not going in that direction, then certainly there are exceptions to my rule.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And those are going to be the good bands as opposed to the ones that are just regurgitations of things that have already been done. And that's just kind of the cyclical name of corporate music in America is, a label will find something that they like, and then they'll find, and it does well, whether it was on purpose or by mistake, it does well. Regardless, it does well, they'll find 10 more like it and shove it down our throat until we're tired of it. And if you're not part of that one band sound for that period of time, they're not paying attention to you. So I think that when you get into things like festivals, Maryland Death Fest, I don't think is a very good example. Those guys do a good job what they're doing, and I think that they seek like the pure, deep underground of the world to bring to Maryland for their music, and it's not for everybody, but they are the basement of the extreme metal scene. It's the house shows bands that are out there, and it's great because you get to see stuff that you would probably never, ever in your entire lifetime, except for those guys, see. But then you have a festival like Full Terror Assault, which is an open air that they're doing out is it Michigan or something like that?
Nowhere.
Right.
Yeah. Hours away from everything, really.
Right, and I think that's the same place that they do the gathering of the Juggalos or something like that. But I think that they have a good idea where I'm interested to see how that develops over the next couple of years and see where it goes. And I think that right now Europe is having a heavy influence on the American scene, and that more and more American fans might start opening up their perspective a little bit and seeing that, you can actually have fun and it's okay to smile and still wear a black t-shirt with a pile of sticks as a band logo on the front of it. There's nothing wrong with that. I've got a death metal ABBA shirt, and there's nothing wrong. It's all good.
Earlier on the pod today, we interviewed a Baltimore tech death metal band, Perihelion. Perihelion. There I go again. Butcher a name.
Yeah, exactly.
Young kids.
Thelonious Monk. Yeah, I can't even say it wrong. Theolonis, brother Theolonis, yeah.
These were young guys, 18, 19, 20-year-old, young guys, but they're making great music. I tell you this because with a couple albums under your belt now, doing this for a little bit of time, what's the one thing you've learned and the first piece of advice you give to these young guys coming up in it?
And don't be Gene Simmons and say, rock is dead, give it up.
Coming up in this crowd-funded Kickstarter, Bandcamp Day, Spotify, what's one piece of advice you can give?
Oh, wow. I mean, that's such a broad question. One piece of advice, and one piece of advice in like what direction, as far as recording or being a band or
something you've learned now. Maybe you wish somebody had told you then. Because what we told them, the people, is just podcasters and fans on the outside. It's just we were honest. Hey, you're probably not gonna make a living, but don't let that fucking stop you.
And they weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the truth. I mean, you get into extreme music in any ilk. unless you are the leading cutting edge of that bizarre faction of the universe, you're following in some way, shape, or form. Unless you're Morbid Angel or Cannibal Corpse or Bjork or Trollfest or something that is just so obscure and different, you really need to accept the possibilities that you're going to need to have a day job. You're going to need to figure out a day job that is going to allow you to do what you need to do, and have fun with it. Don't forget why you're there, but at the same time, the music business is a business. A band is a business. And if you don't treat it like a job in some way, shape, or form, it will eat itself.
Was that hard for you to accept? Was that a hard pill to swallow?
Not really. I mean, it's something that just gradually came upon us. But as we've progressed more, and by all means, we're nowhere near the pinnacle of the business by any stretch of the imagination. But I think part of the reason that we've made some of the progress that we have is by having a business model, having direction, having a bit of a business mentality for our small business of this band, so that we're making decisions together and we're treating each other like partners and working together towards an established goal. And I think maybe that's one thing that I could give as a suggestion for a young band is establish a goal. Make sure everybody's on board with it and find out the way that you're going to reach that goal. Set midterm, long-term, and short-term goals to reach there. And as you get closer to it, depending on the size of that goal, realize that people are going to start hating on you. People are going to start scrutinizing what you're doing, and people are going to start paying attention to when you do stupid shit.
That is really good advice.
Yeah, especially in this day and age, when people can hide behind a Twitter username or a YouTube username. People can hide behind an online persona. But how much face-to-face negativity are you receiving now?
I would think none.
None.
Face to face, I don't get any, but it does come around. There's some people that say things that, comes back to me, and they forget that, we've been working this scene for a while. We know people, and we have people that are friends.
And they tell you things.
And they tell me things. And that gets back around. Specifically, and sometimes before they've finished exhaling from the last word that they've spoke.
Whoops.
Yeah, and that's all good, fine. So, I hear that negativity, but I realize that sometimes that, and it sounds a little arrogant to say this, but it might come from a bit of a heart of jealousy.
I was just going to say, they got to be fucking jealous, because I've listened to the album many times, and what could you possibly complain about this album? I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, but damn, this is a good... I've told you this before, I fucking love this album.
Thank you.
Even if it is only number 4 so far. So far.
It only has further to fall. So, that's the thing is, and that's the other thing that I can say is advice, and also something that, is something that we keep in mind is we realize that this music isn't for everybody. And, and I'm fine with that. Because there's music that I don't like, music that you don't like, music that Buke you don't like.
We don't agree on anything.
Yeah, and that's a great odd couple. I'll ask later who's Archie and who's Edith. But
I'm Oscar and you're shit. I don't remember.
Felix.
Yeah,
Felix.
Oscar and Felix. I just don't remember which one is which. I'm the anal retentive one, and he's the pain in the ass.
Felix. Felix is the anal. So you're Felix.
I'm Felix.
He's Oscar. I gotcha. We're totally dating ourselves. There's gonna be like a kid in Poland going, "Who the fuck is Oscar and Felix?"
Look it up. Google it.
Yeah. Who the fuck is Edith and Archie? But now you totally fucking ruined my train of thought. So anyways, there's music that people don't like, and in fact, like when I'm comping an album to somebody to promote the album, whether it's somebody from a magazine or a festival or a record label, I tell them like, hey, here's our album. If you like it, fantastic. I'm glad that you do. If you don't, you got a coaster for your beer on your coffee table.
When we talked earlier when I bought a shirt, you said an interesting point that in all my years talking to band members, I've never heard ever asked back to me. I asked you, were you happy with how the album turned out? And you turned right around and said, are you? I said, very much so. And you said, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and that is all that matters because, I mean, when you write an album, you hear it ad nauseum. You play it, you perform it, you play it, you perform it, you dial it in as close to the nuts on a flea as possible.
Albert has to go and interrupt.
Yeah, he's our lead drummer, so, you know, whenever he gets a microphone, look out.
Thank you again for everybody coming out. Appreciate you listening to the whole album. Hope you're enjoying the Black Holes, Seas of Annihilation. Here's your host, Will Cook.
Yay, Will.
If you have not got your Seas of Annihilation beer yet, hurry up because we are literally on our last sixtel. If you have not gotten a ticket for the raffles yet, go get one. Go to the bar. Mr. West is handing off above his head the tickets. In a couple minutes, Metal Chris, who is right there in the brewery, everyone back in the window say, hey, Metal Chris. Hey. Anyway, we're gonna hand out. We're gonna start doing the raffle tickets. Handing out tickets.
What's going on, beautiful? How are you?
In a couple minutes.
No,
I want to thank everyone again for coming out tonight. This is like my personal zen. I get to brew beer and play heavy metal in the tap room and have a bunch of metalheads come out. I love all you all. Fuck yeah. Sorry, Brenda. Earmuffs. So anyway, so I'm going to play some more music. So the next block of music that's coming up is actually a whole bunch of local metal bands. So we got a whole block of local metal that's coming up. And we're going to go like a song or two. And then, okay, so Chris says we're going to give away some stuff. Right now, hurry.
Finish this up.
No, he couldn't make it. He had to finish it. I have no idea. It's something that John wanted to see. It's okay, man. Oh, let me finish up here. Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah. So,
You guys got a lot to say.
no, we got to bring this. This is Blake Harrison for Big Destroyer and Hate Beak.
Oh, hey, we love you guys.
We fucking love you guys.
Thanks, man.
This guy,
Yeah, if I'm in doing an interview, you got to bring into it too.
It's this guy's beer release, not mine.
No, this is all about Pig Destroyer.
I think I just went to half-mast when you said Pick Destroyer.
Well, how's it going?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. A funny Pig Destroyer story, along with Albert, is so the first time that Albert meets Blake, and I'm like, yeah, this is Blake. He's in Pig Destroyer. Albert's like, oh, well, you know, I've got this like side project band name that I like to we want to call Farm Animal Hammer. Totally missed the entire point of what Pig Destroyer means. He went to like farm animals because pig is in there, and just no realization whatsoever. And it's just like, yeah. Anyways.
That's awesome. Well, it is an honor to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you guys. Cheers.
Legendary.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
I like
If you
the
have
beer.
a moment later,
Good.
we could talk to you too.
Good beer. Gotta turn it down a little bit.
Yeah. Anyways, so what we were saying, I can't remember where we were at before.
Before Albert rudely interrupted us.
Before Albert and Blake came in and hijacked the thread.
You're saying about when I asked you the question and you gave it back to me that, well, it's if I like it, that's all that matters.
Yeah. I mean, and that is all that matters because, like I said, writing your own music, writing an album, and performing your own music, it's kind of like smelling your own fart. Everybody likes their own brand. So It's whether or not anybody else can stand it in the room with you.
That is a very interesting way of putting it.
That's it. That's the truth.
Yeah, it really is, and that's why I ask. Is it doesn't matter what I think about the album. Obviously, I like what I put out. I'm happy with it, but I want to know what you guys think.
Hearing it so many times, does it get past that point when it's almost impossible for you to be good, bad,
Objective?
Yeah.
Actually, I think as time goes on, I become more critical of it. And it's not like at this point, we perform it regularly. We play a lot of it in rehearsal, and it shows. And obviously doing that right out of the gate of having recorded it and then mixed it and then had it mastered, we've lived and breathed that album through its process. So when it actually comes down to this point where we are, where we've heard so much of it over and over and over again, that it's just like, all right, can I listen to something else? So like tonight was actually kind of fun as we're listening to the album. Sangreal is a song that we don't play live, we don't rehearse, just because it's a song that I played acoustic on the album, and in order for me to have the same level of vocal performance or level of guitar performance that is required, it's just not possible to perform live. So hearing it tonight was kind of refreshing. It was like, oh, that's a pretty good song. It was almost new because I don't think I'd heard.
You had to look at that. You're like, who is this?
Yeah, this band's pretty good, man. But
I'm not going to take much more of your time. I know you got a lot of people here for you. Right, truly an honor.
Thanks, Buke. Thanks, George. I appreciate it very much. Keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully we'll see you guys again soon.
Thanks, man. Great talking to you.
Blake. He's good.
Yeah, we want to get Wit on here, too.
Yeah. I don't know where he is.
Blake said find him.
Of all the bands that I've talked to over the years, you guys collectively seem to me like you've got your head on the straightest in terms of just like a personality that's not like, oh, we're the greatest, and but more, that's not really where I'm going. I'm just having trouble talking. What I mean is you guys really have your shit together, basically.
Well,
you guys have a really good business sense, and you seem to like know what you're doing. You're not like, well, let's write some songs and see what happens. You guys seem to have a real plan in place, and you guys seem to all get along really well. And like you said, you guys treat it like a business, where so many bands treat it as a party and don't understand why they don't go any further than they do.
Right.
And so to me, I can't imagine you guys not getting bigger than you are, because you seem to be doing all the right things.
Well, it's not necessarily a formula or anything that was like predetermined or anything. It's, when we all got together, we came together and said, all right, well, who's going to be our business face? Who's going to handle the booking? Who's going to handle all that stuff? And they voted me to be that person. And going back for as far as I can remember is we all have lives. We all have jobs. And in music, and when you're talking about booking, when you're talking about producers, when you're talking about full-time bands, you have to sit back and curb your childish enthusiasm and realize that these people do this in a day in and day out basis. Because here's the thing, if you work at Subway and somebody comes in is flipping out excited about how you fucking put pickles on their sandwich, you're gonna be annoyed the fuck out of them. So if you treat people that do this with respect and come across that with respect to them and don't bug the fuck out of them, you're going to do better in getting to the points and progress that you need. And that's kind of where, I took this, and it's kind of expanded to that now, where I'm on, at this point, starting to be on the flip side of it, where people are now excited about how I put pickles on their sandwich. So I can see the other side of the coin, and that's kind of how I approach this, and it's kind of done well by default, and realizing that I don't know everything. Just because I play guitar, just because I sing, just because I listen to music, doesn't mean I know the music business. There's still so much of this business that I don't understand, and am constantly learning every day. and I think that's a perspective that's helped us. And also at the point, you know, I name dropped like I was a snitch, you know, timing out pimps on the corner of, you know,
down in Anacostia where Will gets his glory hole.
Exactly. I mean, it's just one of those things where I know a lot of people that are so much larger, bigger, renowned musicians that, you know, there's times that, you know, I might be in a room and it might be people from the local area and things like that, and I might be the biggest guy there, but then, you know, I'll turn the corner and tomorrow night I'll be hanging out at a show where nobody knows me, and it's people from bands that are just gargantuan, and, you know, I just know to shut the fuck up and drink my beer and smile and shake their hand and remember their name and hope they remember mine. And
see, everybody, you know, just listen to him talk. His head is on straight.
Very much so.
Everything you say is like, it sounds good. It's like truth. I'm like, yes,
truth.
Yes, it is truth. Well, you don't get a lot of that in this business. You get a lot of bullshit, and just listening to you talk, I'm like, this is a guy who knows what he's talking about, and I'm just not used to that. I'm really not.
I can go total fucking ego on it if I wanted. I'd have to be acting a little bit, but I mean, it comes down to just remembering you're not that big of a deal. Don't be a dick and be cool.
Yeah. Basically, what the bottom line for what I'm trying to say is, pretty much every time you open your mouth, you go up a notch in my book. That's what I'm trying to say.
Maybe my album will rank higher on your scale at the end of the year.
Well, you never can tell. It's up there already.
And I appreciate that. I mean, being number 4 on your top 10, I mean, half your point, I mean, that's fantastic in its own right. I mean, if it goes up, that's great. If it goes down, I'm fine, because there's a lot of good shit that's come out this year, and there's some other favorites so far. Oh man, this year.
Yeah, see how hard it is?
Yeah, no, I know it really is, and there isn't anything that this year has really like maybe jump out of my skin. And you know, I've heard a lot, but I mean, that being said, I think it's all kind of on the lower rungs of the ladder by some of the things that I thought were great compositions of the past. I mean, you know, some of the albums that I'm listening to right now and I continue to listen to is, you know, I gauge it like by what I leave in my CD player going back and forth to work for months at a time. And I've been listening to a lot of reminds me of a Carcass song. Is Lamb of God's last album, what was the name of it? Resolution. I listened to that for months. I mean, that was, I love the composition on that. Some people are like, oh, it's not true Lamb of God, it's not Burn the Priest, blah, blah. Whatever, fuck off. I like the album. I thought the composition on that was great. I've been listening to a lot of Once More Time Around the Sun from Mastodon. That album just keeps on playing over and over again. And then one of my favorite, most recent heavy albums is Behemoth's The Satanist. And you know, I've gotten to see him play that set live a couple times in the last year, and you know, of all the people that I know and have met over the years, I still get kind of like giddy little school kid, you know, around Nurgle, and it's just like, huh. In fact, I got my Behemoth belt buckle on right now that is signed by Nurgle, and I met him on the cruise for just a minute. He would never remember me because I only went up to him and was like, hey man, would you mind signing my belt buckle, after like the 15th time of passing him that fucking week. But it was one of those things that is just...
One of those things like, I'm going to ask him? No, I can't. I'm going to ask him? No, I can't.
Well, that was me trying to get a hold of Kurt Winstein at the merch booth there. Like, it was like I was talking to you, and I'm like, oh man, Kirk's over there. I gotta go, man. I gotta go talk to Kirk and get him to, you know...
Well, Kirk is definitely a force in his own right, the riffmaster, and you know, he has an air about him of just sheer raw power, and
that beard,
and nicest fucking guy on the planet. But you know, I understand where you're coming from. But nonetheless, as much as I like Kirk and I'm impressed by Kirk and everything that he's done through his career, for some reason I just get
nurgled.
I get nurgled.
Right on.
So, yeah, that's all. Unless you got another question, I'm going to drink some beer.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to... Yeah, we had Whit here, and we lost him, so we got to find him now.
We're fine.
It's fleeting moments with him.
So this evening we've been slowly making our way through the ranks of Yesterday's Saints. And now we have Whit here with us, the guitar player. How you doing, Whit?
Good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I am doing well. I've had occasion to meet the other three guys in the band prior to tonight, but today is the first time meeting you, and so it's good to meet you.
Absolutely. Been just working a lot on those occasions, but finally things come through. So
Yeah, we're a perfect occasion on the release of your guys' beer here for this night.
it's
to finally meet
delicious.
you. It's fucking great.
it's very delicious.
Turnout's been great. Everything's been great.
Yeah, I was just talking to Matt, and we were talking about having some people out, and possibly in September. And Matt,
here?
no, we were out to the podcast.
Okay.
And so we were thinking, we've had John, we've had Albert. We think that you and Matt should come out,
Yeah, for sure. I would love that.
and we'll work around your schedule. If weekends are bad, we could figure something out.
Yeah. I would
So-
love to come out there and have a chat.
Forgive me for being naive. We've been, talking to the other guys again. When we met John, he was telling us he recently just, as of the last year or so, joined you guys, right?
He's been with us about a year now.
Yeah. Were you with Matt from the start? You and Albert?
It's a
Fill us in
funny
with the history here.
It's a funny story. Wow, like me and Albert go way back. We used to play in a death metal band locally for a while, and things kind of went sour. So I stopped. He stopped, and about a week later, I called him up. I was like, "Hey, like, do you wanna jam? You wanna get back together? Because
Try it again?
he and I always meshed, man." And
Can I bum my life from y'all?
yeah, I got you, bro.
Oh shit.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, no worries.
And yeah, man, like since then, like that was the beginning of it, and we found had to go through a lot of bass players before we found John. John is like the golden goose. He's like the butter on the bread. Thanks, man.
It's a great way to put it.
He's a good guy.
Extremely nice guy.
Yeah, we like
Very
John.
nice. Are you okay?
You're fine, man. And so like me and Albert just started writing, did our EP, came up with the majority of the songs, and then we found Matt. And at first I was a little bit skeptical because he wasn't really into like the real like metal thing. But then like we were like, hey, let's see what he get, let's see what he has, And he ended up being like perfect, and his endurance, his determination to like sing Network is far beyond like what we really asked for. So I mean, altogether it's just a good mesh, it's good stuff.
I got to compliment you on the playing on the album. That is just a phenomenal album. I don't know if you heard, we did our top 10 albums of the year so far for mid-year, and you guys came in at number 4 on my list.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, number one
on his
thanks.
list.
number 1 on Will's list.
Thanks,
This is a guy
I
who
appreciate that.
This is a guy who has decades and decades of thousands of metal albums. So it means,
I'm an old fucker.
Yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot that you guys were on his list.
It does actually.
The thing that I wanted to ask you about, and I'm glad we have a moment to really talk, is that when I was first introduced to you guys by Will, and then when we had him on the pod, and then George said, Buke, you need to fucking listen to Generation Vipers. I've always been a big Nevermore fan, and I say that because you're wearing a Jeff Loomis shirt.
Yeah, he's been a big
Fucking
influence.
amazing.
He's a wizard. He's crazy good.
Your style, your playing, was like Jeff Loomis and Nevermore wrote their next album.
Without being a ripoff.
Yes.
Oh,
Exactly.
Oh, wow. That's
Exactly.
a huge compliment. Thanks.
Truly shined through. George described it perfectly. If Nevermore and Whirl was a little heavier, vocal-wise and stuff.
I love how you guys mix the clean vocals and the harsh vocals, and it's just fucking heavy, and it's a concept, and there's like clean stuff in there too. It's just an amazing album.
Diversity is pretty much key, really. Jeff Loomis, he's always been a big influence. I've met him twice. He's really super sweet guy. He's down to earth, just another human being. Andy James from the UK, he's also been a big influence on me, like just solo wise. I mean, there's so much more to learn, so much more to do on guitar, but thanks for the compliment. That was wow, that makes me feel like it's like Christmas morning.
Well, seriously, I mean, I listen to so much music on a daily basis. Something really has to stand out for me to take notice of it, and I don't want to sound like arrogant like that, but it's just, I hear like 10-15 bands a day, and most of them are like next, and I heard this and I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
The first time I heard Nevermore, my introduction to them, I was naive to them for a while, was Dead Heart, the Dead World, Dead album. And the song The River Dragon Has Come. When I heard Jeff's fucking playing on that, blew me away. And then when I'm introduced to you guys and I hear you're playing,
In terms of like the Baltimore,
I'm
DC area,
way underneath like what that guy does, but you know,
but
to every person out there that plays, you know,
that leads me into this question. You said when you and Albert started, you guys were in a death band.
Yeah.
Did that band, now being in Yesterday Saints, do you have more freedom to play a wider range of guitar style and leads? And
well, see, I was working with, I kind of came aboard with the last band, and it was a guitar player that had pretty much everything mapped out already.
Okay.
So, I mean, especially with this band, like being the only guitar player, like it feels nice to be able to like flesh things out in your own way, like
kind of put your own signature to it, in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's you know, it's free falling, but it's like, hey, buddy, that's Albert, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's awesome, man.
Albert, can I talk to you first? Can we get you on mic for one second?
It's fun stuff.
Please.
Can never get enough Albert.
Yeah, we can never get enough Albert.
Damn it!
Yeah,
I just want to drink more beer.
We just very quickly. We got inside.
You know,
scoop.
I am a Gemini, so here's my other side.
We got an inside scoop from Matt about this right here. This is Brutality at the Brewery II.
Yes.
This is Beard Conspiracy 2015. Talking to Matt, they said last night you cut off the beard.
It was last night?
Or a couple nights ago, right?
Who knows?
Oh yeah. Who
The
knows?
world may never know.
Yeah.
No.
But he said they saw you and they were like, what the fuck is this guy?
He woke up and it was just laying on his pillow.
It was like the Godfather horsehead moment. You're like, my beard!
You know, the beard fairy came and
telling
said,
we wish you guys all the best, but if God forbid the band has problems from this road, then in the future, it's the beard.
It is the beard. It's good luck.
Who ruined the Beatles? What was her name?
Yoko Ono.
Yeah, your beard. That's her name.
the beard Ono.
Nancy.
That was the moment in time when everything changed on, behind the music.
Yeah, feel free to drink. We just had to get the inside scoop on beard controversy.
There's
2015.
There's no scoop. I just didn't want it.
Okay, he didn't want it.
I didn't want it.
Didn't want it.
He didn't.
I looked in the mirror. I'm like, who is that? Like, who the fuck is that guy?
And after you shaved it, everybody else was saying the same
I'm
thing.
like, I shaved it. I'm like, oh, there I am.
Where have I been all these years?
But it's funny. It's like all the guys are like, dude, you cannot cut your beard. It's so badass.
You were talking about it on the podcast, how you wanted to do it, and John was very adamant in you not doing that.
Yes, months have gone by since that. I mean,
Remember when
I've been
Metallica cut their hair?
acclimating them.
I've been wanting to cut it for months, and then the day had come, and I was like, it's gone. It's off.
Have you ever heard of a guy named Sam?
Actually,
like, wow.
several days prior, I actually put my shaver on the charger again, and
Oh man, now we've got Matt here. He's coming to take everybody away.
boy.
Take everybody away. You
Conspiracy
can have them back in a
theory.
minute. No, seriously. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
Go away. We're discussing.
No, they want a picture. The brewery wants a picture with us.
But we're talking about.
Talking about
something much
Funyuns
more
and
serious.
Legos. And
Yeah, you shaving your beard?
All right, we will.
will pick up
we'll
this-
stop here and pick up when we get a chance. But thanks for talking to us, guys. Thanks, Whit.
Absolutely, no problem.
You're welcome.
All right, here we are once again.
The moment we've been hoping would happen.
Yes, we've been waiting all night, and finally, the moment has come. John is here. Hello, John.
Hello, this is John. I'm here.
Hello, I'm John. That's right. You know him and love him. And he did not disappoint. He showed up in the end. And now we're going to talk to him. I don't know about what, but we're going to talk to him because he's here.
That sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Let's talk.
I know why I wanted to talk to him. After the mid-year podcast and after, we threw out some more bands last week, did you have any additions, subtractions maybe?
What, my own or from?
Your own, yeah. Maybe something after the pod you thought about and you're like, damn it, I should have mentioned that. But you know my list ended up being 12, 13 long.
Oh, my list has grown already. But I guess you mentioned Symphony X.
Yeah.
I don't. Have you guys heard that yet?
Yeah. I haven't heard it.
Yeah, and it's Symphony. It's cool. I dig it. No, I actually started hitting your list.
Awesome.
Yeah. Like, what is it? Like 30 bands already?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Which some of I knew, but yeah. So I didn't think of anything. No. Sorry.
Did you listen? I know it's not your cup of tea. Have you given the Between the Bear and Me a listen?
No, I haven't. So I listened to everything on our list, minus 2 albums. Ingested and Napalm Death, the only 2 I haven't listened to. And then I remembered our response to your Royal Thunder entry. Have you guys gone back and listened to that?
Well, Buke loves it.
Yeah, he goes, my number 11, Royal Thunder. Dead silence.
I'm not. I respect what they do, but I'm not. It just doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't do it for me.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
For what it is, I think it's a great classic sound.
I was listening to that yesterday at work. So, yeah.
All right. What do you listen to now?
We were just talking about Immortal Bird.
Right on.
Yeah. Cool band from Chicago, I guess.
Yeah, Chicago. That's Ray, also from Frossenblatt.
Yeah. They're cool. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So not bad. They get a little kind of blackened crust and I don't know what else you want to call it. So, but cool stuff.
Yeah, excellent.
She has some pipes on her.
Oh yeah. And she drums too, right?
Like a motherfucker.
Yeah. And she sends Will pictures of cats.
Really?
Yeah. When she sends you an album, she sends a personalized note, and she put a cat on Will's note. I didn't get a cat. So I took a picture of my cat with the CD, put it out there, and she thought that was kind of cool. So
That's awesome.
So what's been going on?
I'm at Fair Winds drinking beer with you guys.
Excellent.
So,
That's it. We hit it off with you so well and have really a friendship has blossomed. So really, I know you had a wedding earlier. We're just glad that you made it out today.
Yeah, it was
It
definitely awesome.
On the air.
Yeah. Had a wedding. Made it down here as quickly as I could. Had to put the time in. So.
You even had to put the enslaved shirt on, you see?
Yeah, Enslaved.
Well, yeah, I got half the wedding clothes on Enslaved, so.
You know, we realized earlier that Whit from Yesterday's Saints kind of looks like the singer from Enslaved.
Yes, he does, actually. A little shorter. Well, no, maybe not. Yeah, he does. That's actually funny.
Yeah, with the facial hair. Totally.
He does. That's awesome. I never thought of that.
That was the first thing I thought of when I saw him the first time. I was like, damn, is Enslaved in town?
Yeah, does he have that guttural like the guy from Enslaved?
No.
So I don't think anyone else in Yesterday's Saints looks like Enslaved, though.
No. It could be a side project, though.
Exactly. Cool. Yeah.
All right, well, I guess unless you have something else to say, we will close out this episode.
Glad I could attend for a couple minutes, and it's good seeing you guys.
Yeah, it's great seeing you too, man.
Awesome.
All right, thanks a lot.
Awesome.